Hi, Abby here. A lot of things have changed in my life just recently, as you might have noticed, those of you that did hear my last video. But today I was in my kitchen getting lunch ready. My kids weren't back yet. They'd been away for a few days. And I was just working, chopping up some broccoli actually. And out of the periphery, like out of the corner of my eye, I see something shuffling along on my kitchen floor, and it was a lizard. This lizard had just walked into my life, and I froze. I was so afraid. My heart was pounding, and it froze. Like we both saw each other, and he just froze, or she just froze and sort of assumed his position of I'm not actually here. And I was like, okay, do I climb over the kitchen bench? There's a box over there. Do I put the box on top? But I was so afraid. Anyway, what this lizard ended up doing after a little while of sort of toing and froing is she shuffled in and into the laundry, and I actually got the door closed, and then I called the Coburn Council, like the local council where I live, you know, and I said, I've got a blue-tongued lizard in my house. Oh, that's the other thing. It was like poking its tongue out. And I'm like, shit. And I couldn't remember, are these the animals that actually run up you if they get scared? Do they bite? Do they hurt? Do they sting? And I thought it was a fairly innocuous thing. I didn't sort of knew somehow that it wasn't a really dangerous animal, but still, it was a reptile in my kitchen, and I was afraid. Took some photographs of it, popped it up on Facebook, as you do, and said, you know, anyone got any idea what I can do with this? In the meantime, rang Coburn, and they're like, no, I'm sorry, we don't come out for any kind of animal, including snakes. So I'm like, oh, can you please help me? I need some help here. And so what they ended up doing was suggesting that I ring Animal Wildlife Care. Anyway, she gave me the number. I ring this guy. And this guy's having a hearty chuckle. He thinks it's fabulous. And he's going, you're afraid of a blue-tongued lizard? And I said, yes, I am. Is there anyone there who can come out and remove it from my house, please? And he cracked up laughing and he said, no, basically without the lady. He went, no, no one's coming out to your house. You just have to get a box, and you just have to gently sort of use a broom to push it into the box. And it will hiss and it will spit and it might try and bite you, but apart from that, it'll be fine. Oh my God. Talking, and he was laughing down the other end. And you know, he said, if I was there, I'd help you, but I can't come out for a blue-tongued lizard, no. And it freaked me out so much. And I said, look, I'm really happy that this is making your life, you know, a bit of a joy, but I'm actually really afraid. So I put the phone down and I felt poopy with the whole world. Another friend on Facebook said, look, I'm 10 minutes away. Do you want me to come and rescue you? And I kind of felt like she was taking the mickey too. I get it that other people think it's funny, but it was real for me. It was fearful. So I got the box and I moved ever so slowly, and my heart was pounding, and I was watching the connection between the heart pounding and the logic. Like it's an animal, and if I keep the box between me and the animal, and I slowly put it down on top of the animal will be inside and safe and unharmed, and then I'll think about what the next thing is to do. So that's what I did. And I realized that I went through so much fear in order to get to that space. So I can be faced with really major decisions in life, and my sort of genius type is just to rush in and do it. But for me to feel fear and to have the heart palpitating and to be feeling frightened and to worry about my physical safety and stuff, that's a really unusual feeling for me. And it occurred to me that we can be afraid of really apparently small things in life, and we can be afraid of really big things in life. And it's this interesting challenge to actually feel the fear, acknowledge the fear, but not be controlled by the fear. Now, if someone had said, hey, I'm going to be there in 3 minutes, like, you know, one of the people that I asked for help, I would have said, yeah, please come. But the fact was that none of the two authorities were willing to come out and help, and my other girlfriend who was willing to help, I really didn't feel like putting her out. So I was like, oh, for God's sake, girl, grow up and do it yourself, which is what I did. So, yeah, that's my little story for today. There have been some big changes in my life, and in feeling the fear of making those changes and making those decisions and furthermore acting on those decisions, it occurred to me that been stuck in a stuckness for so long, and to actually make the decision to get out, to make the decision to change, it's frightening as hell. And it smashes through all the familiars and all the ideas that you have. And you're actually fearing the unknown. You're fearing the unknown that's sitting on the other side of that decision and that action. And yes, you go through grief, and yes, you go through sadness, and you go through pain, and you go through memories from the past and regret, and there are all sorts of so-called negative emotions that come up. But just by sitting in that, staying with that grief and moving through it, there's always another side to it. But we human beings seem to spend so much time avoiding that space. We might eat, we might drink, we might take other drugs. We do all sorts of different actions to reduce the discomfort that we're feeling inside. But actually to sit with that discomfort and to ride through that discomfort, the fibrous, difficult, darkish, horrible's another label, but those sensations that we've probably, many of us, spent an entire lifetime avoiding. It's incredibly freeing, incredibly emancipating to get to the other side and go, I'm still here. Yeah, there are going to be moments of grief, but there's also going to be moments of powerfulness. There's also going to be moments of actually feeling totally authentic within myself, and the message that I'm sending to my kids, like, this is how it is. It's actually not okay with me the way it is. So this is the decision I've made to change. So thereby I'm modeling a behavior that if you're in a stuck situation in life, you can also make a decision to change, as frightening as that can be. Hence, feel the fear and do it anyway. Thanks so much for listening. I meant to record this on the Brook and Cedar page, so I didn't. It's actually my personal page, so